What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It is Monday, and hopefully you all are surviving your case of the Mondays. I am your host, formerly known as the Knox that rocks your sideboard to die for, Adam Richmond, and this is your official podcast of Rocklahoma, surviving Rocklahoma, growing and trusted source within the local music community, the ever-expanding community, and I can't wait to tell you about what we've got cooking on that front. But before we do, I want to welcome all of you all here into the show. I see you folks joining us in the comments. What is up? I see Cherry Bomb in there. I also see the founding father of Rockavet, Jason Polk, is in there as well. My co-hostess with the mostest, Kirsty Gross of Camp Mardi Gras, is in the comments. I also see Mr. Ducky out there, and thanks again to Mr. Ducky for all of those guitar picks. Hey, I've got about a couple dozen of these things laying around. But yeah, we met a lot of people at this past, the weekend before last at the Music is Medicine Festival. I also see the legendary badass Lori Brass is in the comments. She's going to be joining us a little bit later in the broadcast as we're going to be recapping Music is Medicine Festival, and we're going to be telling you a little bit about this weekend's event, Save the Nox, that'll be taking place at the Shrine in Tulsa. And we hope to see everybody there. What is up, Cherry Bomb? See you there in the comments. I am wearing my fine new threads, one of my favorite new tank tops. I want to give a huge shout out to 7 Foot Monkey. Thank you for that wonderful, man. And this is soft. I think whenever I get some more made, I'm going to go through these cloth. Remember, folks, support your local music, support your local bands. It never hurts to buy a shirt. And I tell you, I am in love with this one. Oh no, Christy's comments are knackered again, she said. Well, hopefully you guys are going to be a little bit getting knackered up here in a little bit as we will crack open some cold ones here in a little bit as we crack open the show. But before we do, I want to make sure that we give a special thank you and a shout out to all of our sponsors who pay the bills. First up is DEB Concerts, who answers the question, what do you want to do with your life? I want to rock! And Rocky does. Rocky has been doing for years. Inside of the Roadhouse stage, the DEB concert stage has been bringing locals, legends, and everything in between to Rocklahoma, and we are so thankful to everything that Doug has been doing for us. We also want to give a huge shout out to At Your Service Rentals, the folks who put up with all of our shit, and they were the ones who provided the services for the first ever Rockavet's Music is Medicine Festival. And they're the only place I know of where you can get your own portable restroom for your campsite. And this is only at Rocklahoma and Born and Raised can you do this. You can reserve your services through At Your Service Rentals right now. Remember, folks, don't be like stuck out in the dark looking for a place to go poo like that guy over there. What are you doing over there, buddy?
Dinner was full!
Yeah, he didn't call At Your Service Rentals. We also want to thank the Rocklahoma bitches. And, you know, the Rocklahoma bitches are also going to be bringing you a Rocklahoma pre-party, as it were. We are going to be jamming out with them at the venue Shrine August 22nd. It's going to be the Rocklahoma Bitches Show featuring special entertainment from DJ Queen Jacine and one of the bands that headlined that Music is Medicine Festival ahead of their Rocklahoma debut. Circus will be playing at the Rocklahoma Bitches pre-rock party at $13 tickets, $18.50 the day of the show, guys. This is a low dose show by definition, and I have it on good authority. A bunch of the Rocklahoma camp organizers are going to be out there. This will be a great event to bring your camp swag, your everything you got to represent your camps that we do at Rocklahoma. This will be a great occasion for all of us organizers to get to hang out with each other before the festival, when we are all busy catering to the crowds and we don't exactly get a chance to hang out. Shows like this is perfect for those for us who want to collaborate and share stories and all the events and things we're going to be doing at the event. Now, we also want to thank our proud partner. I'm talking about Rebellious Photography. Remember, folks, Rebel has been covering the music scene with us for going on 5 years now. She's got 4 Rocklahomas under her belt as an official photographer. She's also got a born and raised as well, and I cannot wait to see what she brings us this year. That, once again, that is Rebellious Photography, formerly known as Photography by Angel Lee. Check her out on Facebook, and remember, folks, sharing is caring, so make sure that you like that Facebook page and you tag yourself, tag your friends, but remember to always tag your photographer when you share those photos so everybody can know where to go to get the photos of the show. We also want to thank, Angel is so proud of her service in the Army, and it is with that service, along with our long-lasting mission to help Rockavet facilitate getting the music to the music that is medicine to our veterans. And it's in that note, Rockavet is another one of our proud sponsors, and we were so happy to be a part of the first ever Rockavet Music is Medicine Festival. And guys, it was an absolute amazing show. We're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. But in the meantime, remember, head to rockavet.org, ROKAVET.org, to where you can get more information on that amazing charity that has been a 501c recognized charity, that is, and see what all they've got going on. You can also become involved, and the links are there in the on the page. Now, we also want to give a huge shout out to the big old bus who brings a busload of debauchery to a festival near you. Not just Rocklahoma, not just Rock the Equinox, but I have it on authority that they'll be at Rock the River as well, here coming up at the end of the month. It's going to be a stacked lineup, folks, and a bunch of us are going to be out there on the river, so we hope all of you join us. And don't forget, they have also announced their schedule for Rocklahoma. You can find that on their Facebook page. Just check out Rocklahoma's Big Ol' Bus, or the Rock Bus. We also want to thank Tannenbaum Graphics. You know, Tannenbaum Graphics has been our merch guy this year. And let me pull up the page. I had it all stored. Well, the link is there in the comments. But if you would like a t-shirt and you would like to support the podcast, that is a great way to do it. And beginning right now, as this is the first day of June, any merch, any surviving Rocklahoma rebellious photography or Camp Mardi Gras merch that you buy for this month will carry an entry to win Rocklahoma or Born and Raised tickets, courtesy of Pryor Creek Music Festivals. Thank you so much to Sharon, Dave, and the Savage Squad and all of the folks at Rocklahoma and Born and Raised for facilitating getting us those passes for giveaways. Remember, folks, once again, all merch bought to support Surviving Rocklahoma, Rebellious Photography, and Camp Mardi Gras. Each purchase carries an entry to win 2 GA passes to the festival of your choice, Rocklahoma or Born and Raised. Thank you once again to Tannenbaum Graphics for taking care of our merch this year. We also want to thank our other sponsor, and by doing that, we always like to crack open a cold one as we wrap up this first day of the week. So on behalf of the Liquor Daddy of Pryor, Oklahoma, all of our sponsors, and our fine folks at Pryor Liquor Wines and Spirits, cheers, y'all. There's nothing like a yellow belly on a Monday night, I tell you what, guys. 93 days, Breezy says. 93 days. You've got 93 days to get your favorite Rocklahoma or rock community merch so that you can wear that at the music festival. So get your merch in now. I know a lot of campsites, a lot of parties, a lot of events, a lot of the things, the shenanigans that go on at Rocklahoma, they fund the fun by selling merch. So merch is very crucial over the next couple of months, not just to myself, but to anyone and everyone that's organizing anything. Merch is crucial, y'all. So that's how you support your local community, not only by buying that merch, but representing the merch and representing your favorite local brand, whether it be a band, fan, or promotion, doesn't matter. The slurping is unnecessary, is it, Christy? Huh? But it makes it taste so much better when it comes at the frustration of your dear friends. So, as I was saying, folks, we got a lot to talk about, and I don't know if we've got a whole lot of time to dilly-dally, as we got a lot to talk about. First up, I want to review and recap the Music is Medicine Festival that took place at the Post Oak Lodge this past, the week before last. And, guys, I am so proud of what Rock Event accomplished. And I'm not saying that just because I tend to be their, a representative and hosting the event, which I gotta tell you, hosting it, I never, ever get tired of hosting an event, and especially one of these festivals where you get to introduce over, almost 24 bands. And while we recap this, we want to show a lot of love to one of our other really good friends who puts a lot of time and passion into the local community. And while Angel has got still working on her photos and had some things she had to tend to, we wanted to show some love from another one of our friends that we've been supporting for a long time. I've known her for as long as I've been doing this podcast. So we wanted to give Beck Picks a huge shout out as she took some great photos of the festival this past weekend. And I got to tell you guys, it was an amazing event. Now, we expected a lot of folks to show up, and we had a lot of our friends show up. The vendors were all professional, and all of the bands could not get over how smooth the transitions went between bands. Most of the bands, we had them we had the bands loaded out and loaded back in within 15 minutes, which is fairly unheard of. I do want to give a special shout out to one of the stars. One of my highlights of the weekend was Chasing Supernova's Lindsay put on an amazing performance that just wowed everyone in the audience. And I didn't know it until she had already just walked on stage, but she gave that amazing physical, emotional performance while simultaneously living with cancer. So, I mean, I got to tell you, the resiliency that comes out of the local music scene is something just absolutely inspiring. I also want to give the Stephen Cohen Foundation of the Red Rocks a shout out for giving me some merch to toss out to the crowd. It was a lot of fun. And I tell you guys, we had 2 days of this wonderful event, and it was an absolute blast seeing all of you guys. And I want to give a huge shout out and a special recognition also from Camp Asylum and Camp Rock of Love, as they hosted us back to back for after parties, and we brought the sun up not once but twice that weekend. So yeah, it was just an amazing time. And for the first time throwing a festival, it went so incredibly smooth. And it, even with having storms rolling in that first day, that Friday, I mean, it stormed all morning. It was very, very wet. But as soon as that stuff cleared out, everybody came out, and man, it was just a stellar show. And we want to give another huge thank you to Post Oak Lodge Retreat and Resort. They were amazing hosts for the event, and their venue is absolutely beautiful. We can't wait to come back. And my understanding is everything went absolutely as it should, and all lights are green for next year, and they are already planning what's going to happen next year. So I'm telling all of you right now, clear your schedule next year for Memorial Day, because Music is Medicine Festival #2 is going to be twice as big. It's going to be twice as awesome, and we can't wait to see all of you there. Yeah, unfortunately, Christy Gross, her tent flooded, but you know, Christy's always the one dancing and bringing the rain, and I would never wish anybody get rained out, but I can't ignore the irony, and I think Misfit would agree with me as well. You know, I do see Lori Badass Brass in the comments, and you know, she's actually going to be joining me here in a couple of moments. So I tell you what, Lori, why don't you go ahead and call on in to the show, and we'll get your thoughts on the festival. And while we are doing that, let me hold on. Before we do that, let me give you a taste of this band that they'll be playing Rocklahoma this year. We've been following them since their album release back in January. They won Battle of the Bands to play Cancer Sucks. And I got a little clip of your Saturday night headliner. Give it up for Circus. And absolutely amazing performance. They did not leave anything. They didn't hold back, man. They just poured it all onto the stage, and they really did. They made a big impression on a lot of people. I expect to see some really big things from that band. That was Circus ahead of their Rocklahoma performance. Now, I tell you what, there is another band that has been playing a lot of festivals. They played Music as Medicine Festival. They're also going to be playing Rocklahoma this year, and they're going to be playing this Saturday night at at Save the Nox. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 7 Foot Monkey.
Sanity, where have you been? So glad to see you that it's hardly even question. Hold on tightly for the wild ride. Excuses overused, it's time to forge a new mind. Disconnect these, reconnect those. So busy staring at the surface, missiles growing below is the good news. This is no tomb. Clear the clutter so it's something I can move through. Answer the call from where I'm blind. Refuse this voice unnerving. Opening up again so I can find
Go. And studio audience. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that was 7 Foot Monkey, and they will be playing this weekend at the Save the Nox event, an event taking place at the Shrine. And my guest right now is the badass that is organizing that event, Badass Lori Brass. What is up, girl?
Hi guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
You know, it is so good to see you, Lori. And before we get into the Save the Nox, we were talking a little bit about the Music is Medicine event. And you and I had spoken for quite some time while we were out there. And you were telling me about how impressed you were with how everything came together out there. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience at Music is Medicine Festival?
Well, I spent most of my time in the Rockavet booth helping those guys out. But let me tell you, the changeovers were smooth. The sound was amazing. Amazing. The sound guy that they hired, we're actually going to hire him next year for Rock the Equinox. He was just amazing. And everything was put together really well. You know, they had plenty of food trucks and vendors and stuff out there. And for their first year, I say it's a win.
Absolutely. You know, when you go to something like that, you don't really realize what all goes into it. I mean, somebody who doesn't put that stuff together, they figure, you know, well, you're going to take a list of phone calls, you're going to make some phone calls and see who shows up. And it's so much more than that. And that's something you're familiar with as somebody who has been doing Rock the Equinox for almost as long as I've been doing this podcast, if not longer.
No, not quite longer. I wasn't there for the first year, but I did go the second year and started volunteering. Years 2, 3, and 4, I volunteered. And then in year 4, Matt Mayo decided that he wanted to create an actual committee to, you know, run this thing, and asked me right off the bat, you know, you want to join in on this committee that we're going to form to, you know, run this thing. And I said, sure, you know, I'm already here every year anyway, helping out all I could, you know. And so for year 5, I was full on right there doing it all. Now, a lot of the stuff that I do now used to be covered by Josh. You know that.
Yeah.
He used to be the one that would come on and go on a show with you. He handled all the bands. And when he left, I took all that over. So it's a lot. It is a lot of work.
And it totally is a labor of love, and it's something you literally do it because you love. And I always tell folks, if you love it, there's probably no money in it. And but you know,
no money.
but the
As a matter of
reward.
fact, I end up spending my own money every year on certain things. You know, I like to put a little bit back into it. You know what I mean? Like I'll buy certain things to, you know, help out the festival or whatever, but I don't try to spend a lot of money, but sometimes it works out that I end up having to put in money to help pay bands and stuff. But, you know, it is what it is, but I love it, you know, and I love this festival. And I have a feeling that I'm going to love the Rockavet Festival just as much in the future.
Absolutely. I heard that you had you volunteered to help out next year because you believed in it so much. So
Yes, sir.
we, you know, it's a good festival when Badass Lori Brass wants to be a part of it and say, I got to be in this.
Yeah, well, they got me, right now, they just gave me one job to do, and that's to corral some reliable volunteers. We were really shorthanded this year, and a lot of us had to work longer hours because of it. But we'll you know, I've already got like 11 names, and they haven't even started doing the planning part of the festival yet. But I've already got like 11 people guaranteeing me that they're going to come and volunteer next year. So my list is growing. So anybody that's in here, you want to volunteer next year, let me know, and I'll put you down.
And I love that about our community, and we saw it the second year, or actually, no, it was the first year of Rock the River when those
Hmm.
tornadoes came through, and pretty much, I mean, did a number on the campgrounds, and our folks,
Yeah,
without being asked, just came out of their tents and just started clearing debris so the show can go on, and that's a testament to our community and how much they care about
absolutely.
these events.
Absolutely. Well, John was thinking about just shutting it down that day. Like he wasn't going to have any bands play on that Sunday because of the storms. I'm like, dude, I'm sure there's people around that help us get this stuff picked up. And as I was walking around, people were already migrating that way. I didn't hardly have to say anything to anyone. Just like, hey, man, we got to clean this place up. The show must go on no matter what. It's kind of like Rock the Equinox. We're like that, rain or shine. You've been there when we've had to do it under the pavilion with the threat of rain. So we've always been rain or shine. We'll always be rain or shine because it's thank God we have that pavilion.
Absolutely. Now we've been alluding a little bit to Rock the Equinox. Rock the Equinox will be taking place the last weekend of September, and we man, or
Actually, it's
excuse me,
October 2nd and 3rd this year. Yeah.
you're right. The first week of October,
Yeah.
man, such a lineup. Shotgun Funeral, just hitting a few because there's so many. Circus, She Hates Me Not, both playing Rocklahoma this year. Waking the Sleeper, the Stone Breed playing the campground stage. I mean, it's amazing. So tell me a little bit, Lori, about this is the first time you've done a fundraiser for the
Yes.
Equinox. So tell me a little bit about the purpose of Save the Nox this weekend.
Okay, so everybody that went last year knows that we had issues last year. We had some security issues. We had some people that were injured last year due to, aggression, whatever you want to call it. So now this year we are faced with paying for security detail, event insurance, and just increased prices and stuff. And over the years, the sponsors have kind of, you know, started saying no to us, so it's like, I still have some of my regular sponsors, I do, but they're just not enough to pay all these extra expenses. So we thought, why don't we just throw a fundraiser in Tulsa where everybody likes to go, the Shrine, So we went and talked to Donnie Rich and he was all for it. And so we just hit the ground running with it. It costs a lot of money to throw a festival, as Rockavet could attest after their first year. And when you don't bring in enough funds to pay for those bills, you can't have the party. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. And Rock the Equinox is a free event, and it's still
yeah,
the case. Although we are going for the first time ever, going to be paying, $5 for camping, which I still think is a steal. That is
yeah,
less than you're going to pay for a bag of ice while you're out there camping. So,
yeah.
and last year I could not help but to notice how big it has gotten out there.
It really has. It got it, and it blew up last year for our 10th anniversary. And we had a lot of young local people show up that instigated some of the problems that we were having. There were people out there giving underage kids, alcohol and whatever. And we really have to keep an eye on that. And if any of all of you guys see anybody giving alcohol or drugs to a minor, please let either one of us or our security detail know right away. If you see something, say something. So
We
we're gonna
also
have to all work together on that.
We also do want to thank everybody who was on hand that responded whenever those, 10 years, you never, as I was talking with the local enforcement agencies out there when all of this happened, 10 years, this has never happened. And
Not
um,
once.
they were also very understanding and lenient, and only in that they saw that we weren't playing, that there was no leeway. It was handled. Those folks were ejected and they will not be returning. And there was a zero tolerance. And it was for that and almost that alone that they allowed us to go ahead and continue having the music that day. And we just
Yeah.
want to remind everybody, don't ever let one bad apple spoil the bunch, because anytime you get a large group of people, there's always going to be one in there that is looking for some a little something drama, and
Yes, and everybody just
congratulations.
needs to keep in mind that we are kid friendly, we're family friendly. We've always been a family friendly event, and we just need to watch out for the kids and make sure they're having fun safely, and all that. So if you see something happening out there, just please tell one of us. That's all I can say about all of that, because there were things that happened that I didn't even hear about until after the festival was over. So I'm just going to say it, our people, they know all of us. They know, who belongs and who doesn't. So if you see some rando out there trying to give, drugs or alcohol to, minor children, please let somebody know, because we're going to be doing our best to keep an eye on things as well. But we can't be everywhere at once, and there's a lot of space to cover out there. I did, however, get somebody tell me that they're going to loan us a couple of side-by-sides for the crew. So
See, there you go. That's one great thing about us. Every time we do anything, it's always a learning experience. And, there's no way you can do that for so long without having one hiccup. So, as much as
yeah,
we hate to acknowledge it, we are also folks that we always acknowledge the elephant in the room so that we can move on and continue on and move past that. And that's something that, you guys have gone full steam ahead and you want to continue doing this thing. Now, my understanding is with the camping, there's a little bit of a change to where everybody will be setting up their campsites. Is that correct?
yeah. The majority of camping is going to be down at the bottom by the beach, because he really didn't, Chief Gary didn't want anybody camping up top except for, folks that are involved with the festival. And so I'm going to go over that list of folks that are considered involved in the festival. You, obviously, you're a sponsor, you bring your bouncers, you have to be able to camp up top if you want to. Vendors, artists, staff, volunteers, and sponsors may camp up top. If you have a severe handicap and you need to be closer, just come let us know and we'll find you a spot.
I love
So,
that. I love that.
yeah.
And that's something that I've personally become more aware of in the last couple of years is
Mhm.
the need for ADA and accessibility. And we've got some good friends in our community that they don't like to bring attention to themselves on that stuff, but it's always much appreciated for individuals that have mobility issues. So huge props to you guys for making the special exception for our ADA friends.
Of course, always. I mean, I'm not the most healthy person in the world, so if I was going to something like this, I would hope that they would, accommodate myself. So obviously, I'm going to accommodate anybody that, that needs to be camping up top. And the other thing that's going to be different this year is, that grassy area across the road where the bus used to set up shop every year. Yep,
Yeah.
that is going to be an assigned parking lot.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's assigned strictly for parking. We're going to mark it off and we're going to put up, caution tape, and there'll be an entrance and an exit.
Man, this year's going to be
So,
completely fresh. It's going to be like a festival that it's going to be a version that we've not seen before. I'm so excited to
yes, and
see that.
with less people camping in the festival area itself, because there still will be camping up there because we have to, because that's the only place we have hookups. So,
Right.
with there being less camping up on the top, we'll have room for more vendors and food trucks and
There's
merch
so
booths.
much room for activities.
Activities, yes.
You know,
Listen, out on Saturday, let's talk about Save the Nox a little bit. we have 4 really fantastic bands. We started out with 5, 2 of them had to back out. Two different members of 2 different bands are having surgery on their amputated legs. So, I guess John from Copper Still had his done on the 21st. And I guess he's healing pretty good. I saw a couple of posts from him recently that he's doing really well. But we added My Nightmare. And what's odd about those guys is apparently I've seen them before.
Oh,
And didn't
wow.
remember it. I was going through my wallet before I went to the Rockavet Festival. And I was just pulling, receipts and crap out and straightening out my money. And inside that wallet was a keychain with My Nightmare's logo on it. So I'm dying to show that to them when they come in on Saturday, because I just don't remember where I saw them. But now listening to some of their music, I kind of recognize it. And I'm like, yeah, but where did I see them at? I have no clue where I saw them, but I saw them. Funny, right?
I say it all the time, and that is one of my favorite parts of doing these, not just festivals, because you never know who's going to progress to or blow up and make it big. Same goes for these little, our smaller homegrown festivals, because we have a lot of homegrown acts that are incredibly talented, just waiting to be discovered. And you never know when you're going to see one, and then months later see them like hitting it big.
Yeah. Well, we got hooked up with My Nightmare thanks to Stanley's Revenge, because when they had to cancel, they didn't have a choice. They canceled like 2 hours apart.
Wow.
First Copper Still, then Stanley's Revenge, and I'm like, what is going on today? But then Jim Bob from Stanley's Revenge said, hey, I would bet that My Nightmare might be down to come. So I got a hold of those guys, and they're like, hell yeah, we'll be there. So that was pretty awesome of them, because it was only a couple of weeks ago that all this, happened. Obviously, everybody here knows that because we made the announcement. But and we are Araya. Man, that girl's got some lungs on her. Good Lord. And then, of course, we all know 7 Foot Monkey. And if you were at Rock the Equinox last year, you saw Storage 24, and those guys kill it. They are energetic. They jump out off the stage into the crowd and crazy antics on stage. They're just amazing. They're really awesome. So I think everybody's going to have a really good time with the show. Bring your pocketbooks and don't be stingy, because we've got some really cool items up for auction up there. We also have raffles. We're going to have a 50-50. Only one. Now we'll have 2 for Rock the Equinox, but we will have a 50-50. We're going to have, obviously, we have some stuff to give away in our raffles, including our event banner that'll be signed by the artist. Now, what I haven't announced publicly yet, and I'm going to do this here on your show.
Ooh,
You guys are getting the exclusive. So I have a beautiful electric guitar, and I can't play anymore. So I'm donating that guitar, and I'm going to have all the artists sign it. And then Daniel Whitmus is going to do a live auction on a stage as soon as Storage 24 ends their set. So everybody be ready to bid on that, because that's going to be a live auction.
Oh my
So
gosh. And
yeah.
a huge shout out, by the way. I absolutely love everything that Daniel Whitmus has done for announcing for Rock the Nox, and everything he's
He does
done
a
in
stellar
the
job.
community.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that auction. I know that's something that hasn't really got as much press as, the lineup. So how does the auction all work for somebody who's never really messed with one of those?
Everything but the guitar is silent auction. We have the silent auction sheets. They'll all be right in front of each item. And you'll just go and put your name and your, the dollar amount. Now, there are some of these items that I put a starting bid on, because I really needed to, because there are some of these items that are just, like the Smokehouse Jones guitar. We had to pay for that. And so we got to at least try to get our money back on that. So I had to start that one off at $100. We paid a lot more for it than that. So I'm hoping that if we started at 100, maybe we'll make our money back. Maybe we'll make 20 or 30 bucks on it. I don't know. We'll see.
I
But
totally agree on that too.
yeah,
Some of those items,
yeah.
I've seen some of the things put up, and some of those things are worth hundreds of dollars, if not more. I saw that drum kit somebody put on there. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the Iron Maiden toms, that's from Jimmy Neighbors.
Yeah.
He donated that, and I picked them up today. So yeah, they're beautiful. Oh my God, wait till you see them up close. The picture does not do them justice. Not at all. They're gorgeous. And 7 Foot Monkey has also donated a snare. A show use snare of 7 Foot Monkeys is going to be there, and it will be signed as well by all the guys. So
That's
that's going to be
awesome.
a cool one. Yeah. We
So
have a lot of items. And of course, there's my skull blanket and pillow and coaster set. That's all going to be one item. Um, there's, gosh, there's drum heads from several different bands. I know She Hates Me Not was putting some stuff together, and I haven't seen what they're all putting together. I know there's going to be at least a drum head and a few other things in their package. Rocklahoma bitches are putting something special together. So they told me last weekend. So they were gonna just bring it to the venue, I think, one day this week. So and not to mention, we got a huge painting from Tim T. Art. Mr. Thomas is
awesome.
so awesome. He is so awesome. He donated his time and his talent for us, and we really appreciate him. So thank you, Tim.
Huge shout out to Tim Thomas too. It was such an honor and a privilege to be able to recognize him at this couple of weeks ago at the Music is Medicine Festival. He very much deserved all of the credit and the perks that he's going to be getting, as he has been announced that his work is going to be showcased in a
I
art
know that was so cool.
that
So
that
cool.
that's amazing, and that's just a
Yeah.
testament to our community. And we're talking with Badass Lori Brass about the Save the Nox event taking place
No.
this weekend at the Shrine, and she was visiting a little bit about the auction. And I can tell you, as someone who has put on their own event, we put on the 10 Years of Mayhem event last year, and everybody showed up. They showed out, they supported that auction. And that auction for us, I mean, that was a big part of how we funded our festival season last year. So we fully hope that all of you folks watching right now, and you bring a friend, and you tell that friend to bring a friend, and everyone packs the Shrine this weekend and go see our girl Badass Lori Brass at the Shrine. Lori, tell us, is there anything else that you would like to get out there to the public on behalf of Rock the Knox or Save the Nox?
We've had a few people posting and tagging Rock the Equinox in complaints about the new rules. The thing about it is we're doing things to try to, placate some of these issues. Like, we're going to put up a 420 lounge. It's going to be just a tent. And it's going to have a big fan in it. And it's going to be blowing away from the stage. And it's going to be really close to the stage. It's not like you got to walk all the way back to camp or drive back to camp just to, indulge. Yes, in years past, we have been very lax on the ordinances, and we've gotten in trouble a few times over it, and we've just kind of poo-pooed it. But now they're like, if we catch it, so we're just going to have to, mind our P's and Q's, and, just keep an eye on our surroundings when we're imbibing and things like, smoke. But yeah, we're going to have a 420 lounge. It's going to be stage adjacent. It's probably only going to be about 30 to 40 feet away from the stage. So there's going to be no issue with having to walk away from the music. You don't have to miss anything. Like we already talked about the camping situation, that is out of our control. The city manager was actually going to let people just camp down there, but it was the chief of police that's like, no, if they're going to camp, they got to pay. And so that's what we had to tell Bobby Mauser. So it is what it is. But, and on to Save the Nox, we're just ready to have a good time with everybody and whoop it up really good. And I just want to throw it out there that everybody should stick around close to the stage right after we are aria, because I'm going to do something really cool. Right
Awesome.
after we are Araya. Sorry, I keep saying Aria. She's going to kill me. Anyway, but right after we are Araya, I have a little something special, and I'd like for everybody to stay close to the stage because I'm going to need your help with a little something.
You
I just
got
can't
it.
say what.
Absolutely. We do. We want to thank everybody for their understanding. And as a festival grows, you can only exist under the radar for so long. And
Yeah.
that's really, it's a rite of passage when you can't get away with the little piddly stuff anymore because you're so you've gotten so established. It is now an actual, like, it's not a fun get together that we're throwing. It's a legit festival. And so unfortunately that means you got to do a legit festival things. And so I don't
We
have
have
any
actually
problem hanging out in the Toker's Lounge right next to the stage. I'm a
we
social
have actually
smoker.
been invited by the Chamber of Commerce for Stigler to join as Rock the Equinox join the chamber. And
Wow, that's
we
huge.
wanted to try to get our LLC and all that stuff before we did that. But yeah, as an actual Stigler business, it's crazy. I just, that first year I wasn't there, but they had like 4 bands and less than 100 people, probably less than 50 people. And it was just the one night on a Saturday. And then the second year they grew a little bit more. They had like 6 or 7 bands and probably had, 100 or so people out there. And then each year it's just gotten progressively bigger and bigger and bigger. And then of course, obviously last year was huge. There was a lot more people that showed up last year than we expected, and we weren't ready for them. So this year we're ready for it.
That's the best problem to have. Lord,
Yeah.
before we run out of time, you've been watching the show for years. I like to give everybody a couple of minutes just to directly look at the fans, the people who's going to be attending your events. Lori, the stage is yours.
You guys all know my love for this festival. And you guys all know my love for every single one of you. Every one of you that is going to show up on Saturday. I know you guys will. Everybody that shows up to Rock the Equinox year after year after year. I cannot thank you guys enough for all of your support over the years. And let's party this weekend.
Absolutely. Lori, I'm going to give you a chance. You mentioned your newer band that had just joined the lineup, and I've got a musical feature from my nightmare. So I'll give you the honor of introducing this band.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is my nightmare.
What you wish for, you just might get it. I saw the look in your eyes, you're begging for it. And all the shit you did to cause me pain. And I learned now I'm gonna take your throne away. Never gonna be like you. So fucking perfect, never gonna be like you. Reacting, deflecting, you're fucking crazy. Never gonna be like you. Shadow of your accolades, of those that you used. So many personalities, not one, not true. And when you finally got into champagne, and it's done, and then the fucking mirror turns to me. Never gonna be like you. So fucking perfect, never gonna be like you.
what you're told. My circuits overload. I watch as they corrode. I'll take it away. Never gonna be like you. So fucking perfect. Never gonna be like you. Disease, reacting, deflecting. You're fucking crazy. Never gonna be like you. Never gonna be like you. So perfect, never gonna be like you. Diseased, reacting, deflecting. You're fucking crazy. Never gonna be like you.
Studio up. Yes. Let's give that not only for that band that will be playing this weekend at the Save the Nox event at the Venue Shrine in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but also let's give it up one more time for Badass Lori Brass, y'all. You know, we've known Lori for many, many years, and I consider to be like family. We absolutely love this music scene, and it's bands that you discover, bands like that really makes doing this show so rewarding. And for you all watching this show, I get told so often about all of the bands that individuals have found thanks to this show, and that's what this platform, this community is all about. Loud, local, and live, discovering talent in these fertile grounds of Oklahoma. And we appreciate each and every one of them for giving us their direct authorization to feature their music here on the show. You know, I had a giveaway that we were going to do, but, I forgot, but there's no time like the present. So, Lori has, we've got a couple of passes that we are going to be giving away. And we want to thank Chris Warrener for his generous donation. He said he couldn't make it, but he's going to pay it forward. And it's with that thought, we want to reward you folks with a chance to go to Save the Nox this Saturday. And because we had the organizer on, you guys are going to be rolling VIP for 3. So I tell you what, I've got, 2. I got 2 VIP passes to Save the Nox this weekend. And if you would like to go, in the comments, let's see, hashtag Save the Nox, hashtag Save the Nox, and we will draw a winner right here on the show for 2 VIP passes. Now remember, folks, only if you can make it. All right. We really don't, we're at crunch time. We don't have time to try to re-gift. So if you can make it and you need passes, or you want to upgrade your passes, drop in the comments right now, hashtag Save the Nox. Oh, 3 VIP. This is a 3-pack, y'all. 3 folks are going to be rolling VIP this Saturday. Now, while you all are entering that, we want to remind everybody that if you would like to be featured on the show, if you've got a band and you'd like us to spin your tunes, well, it's easy. All you got to do is rock the box. Shoot us an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. That also goes for all of you fans out there. Did you have an amazing time? Do you got a great story that you want to share with the world? Rock the box. If you for all of our friends and family in the military, our warriors, let us recognize your service to your country. And Rock the Box, we'd love to feature your service photo here on the show and recognize your service. Also, folks, if you have, sorry, we got to pop up there. I see some folks in there, and we've got a family. Oh man, look at all of those entries. Remember, folks, only one entry counts, so it don't matter how many times you drop it in there.
Giggity.
Yeah, anyway, on that note, I say it's time for the balls of bounty. So let's see. We're going to pick a winner. Now, this is going to be across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Let me get our entries pulled up as I fiddle with my balls. And we got a winner. Let's see. I thought we did. That was a double. So if I draw your name and you've entered multiple times, I got to redraw. It's just that's the way it is, y'all. I got to keep it fair. All right, lucky number 7. So I'm counting across platforms, not just what you see here on Facebook. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chantal. Congratulations. You're going to be rolling VIP for 3 this Saturday at the Venue Shrine, courtesy of Rockavet. Thank you so much again to Chris Warner for donating those tickets for giveaway. Chantal, you are our winner. You know, we appreciate y'all so much. And you know what? I think, I don't care what anyone says. We've got time for another song. You want more music? I want more music. And, you know, we've got some local friends that are going to be playing Rocklahoma this year. Multiple, in fact. We've got, hold on, let's see, who all do we got playing Rocklahoma this year? Making their debut is Circus. We know 7 Foot Monkey is going to be playing. Our boys, She Hates Me Not, is going to be playing on the Thursday Throwdown, leading during the pre-party, ahead of Plush, and our good friend Eternal Frequency is going to be back. But there's also a band that debuted last year, and they made absolute waves, and we absolutely loved watching them perform, not only at Rocklahoma, but at our first ever event, the 10 Years of Mayhem event. And they reached out to us and Rock the Box. They said, hey, we're dropping a new single, and we would love for you to play the debut on your show. And I said, hell yeah. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Crimson Love.
I'm running up the racks. Can't wait around for them to say me. I'm living out on my own. Always thinking about where I should be. Not proud enough for what I've shown. Always knew that life wasn't easy, but it's harder when you're taking the bait. Fighting back the voice inside me, saying that anything I do is too late. I ain't never going back. Never gonna crash. Yeah, I'm running up the racks. They're all gonna try to bury us. Living is the price we pay. You can't take it all too serious. We're all gonna lose it all someday. Start to feel it all come fall down. Stuck on the weight of regret. Running out of time to see the turn around. Losing our minds, waking up and being dead. I ain't never going back. Gonna crash. Yeah, I'm running up the racks.
That was Crimson Love. Absolutely love that band, and they are such cool guys to hang out with as well. I can't wait to hang out with them and all the others here in the upcoming events. And as we wind down the show, folks, we want to remember everybody to make sure that you are following the Surviving Rocklahoma Facebook page, as that is our primary platform, but we are also on YouTube and Twitch. Now, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag because, no deals are done until it's done. But I do have a special announcement for all of you folks that are watching live right now. And as y'all know, I've been doing this show for 11 years now. And I've always been somebody that I wanted to be like the radio DJs that I listened to. I just wanted to be up there and connecting people with music and flap my guns a little bit on a microphone while I meet cool people and give stuff out. And so this podcast for me has always been what it has become is a dream come true. Success can never be measured in dollars because money comes and goes. But when it's gone at the end of the day, you're left with the body of work that you've put out there for people. And my platform, this platform, our platform, Surviving Rocklahoma, we have long ago expanded past the boundaries of our little tri-state area. We've got friends in Brisbane, Australia, New Zealand. We've got friends in Mongolia. We've got friends all over the world. And even saying that is deeply humbling, and I have to remind myself where we have come. And it is in that spirit I wanted to share with you guys some amazing breaking news that is still very much in development. I have some meetings left to make. You know that we have been talking about launching a country show for a couple of years now. This is something that I've been wanting to work on, but I wanted to do it right. Doing Surviving Rocklahoma, we've had a lot of successes, a lot of failures, and failures are just lessons in disguise. And when we launch the new program, I don't want to have to repeat those same lessons. So we've been waiting for the right time, the right place, with the right people in place to help us with the launch. And I am so proud to say that a lifelong dream is coming true. But it's outside of my comfort zone, as we cover rock and roll all the time, and that's pretty much my entire year. But I know a lot of country artists. We've been invited to a lot of country events, and we are now in talks to partner up with a local radio station to launch a country show, and we will be on the radio. So this is a huge accomplishment, something I never thought would happen, but it is. I don't know what it's going to look like just yet. It is still very much going to be a podcast. It's basically going to be Surviving Rocklahoma, but we're going to be doing it for the country and not as married to one festival, as it's going to be all encompassing. So, but yes, we are about to be amplified by 1,000 kilohertz and broadcasted all across Green Country, Lakes Country, northeastern Oklahoma. So we've still got some meetings. It's not done, but we are in the planning phases that we will be launching that country show, and we will likely have a radio station behind us at Born and Raised when we debut our radio booth at Born and Raised, as well as Rocklahoma. So we are now on Radio Row for both radio stations, for both music festivals. And as much as, it takes to do all of this stuff, you guys give me something to do all of this for. So I want to thank you guys more than anybody for tuning in each and every week, your kind words of support, all of you bands who make us feel like one of the big radio stations. I say fake it till you make it. Well, baby, it looks like we're making it. And on that note, we want to thank all of you folks for supporting the show, all of you for sending those stars. Those stars are how we monetize this show. As we play so much copyrighted music, we don't get to monetize the show. So those little bits, those little pieces of cyber currency go in our tip jar, and that's how we put gas to the next festival. In addition to that, those of you who subscribe to the Facebook page, cancel anytime, $4.99. Both of you, the subscribers and the top stars senders each week, gets entered to win our monthly drawing. And for the month of June, we will be giving away a choice between Rocklahoma or Born and Raised passes for the 2026 season. And those will be 2 GA passes. So you automatically get entered if you subscribe, or if you win the Stars Wars for the week by donating the most amount of stars on a live stream, and you get entered. Or you never know, we may be doing qualifications here and there on the show as well. Nope, you don't have to purchase in order to win a prize here. Everybody gets a chance to win. On top of that, we also want to thank our formal sponsors. I'm talking about at DEB Concerts, as well as At Your Service Rentals,
Dinner was full,
and the Rocklahoma Bitches.
The Rocklahoma Bitches are honored to announce special guests for our show August 22nd at the Shrine Tulsa. Host of Surviving Rocklahoma, Adam Richmond. Rebellious Photography with Rebel. Lynn and Jill with Tulsa Rocks. Music is Medicine with Rockavet. Christy and Monty represent the big old bus at Rocklahoma. Rocklahoma bitches.
We also want to thank our proud partner, Rebellious Photography. Remember, folks, check out and make sure you follow Rebellious Photography on Facebook, as well as Photography by Angel Lee. We also want to thank the Big O Bus for bringing a busload of debauchery to a festival near you. And we will be seeing them soon in a couple of weeks at the Rock the River Music Festival, along with our other proud sponsor, Rockavet, who believes that music is medicine, and it is their mission to get that medicine to our veterans. We also want to thank Tannenbaum Graphics for printing our official merch. If you would like to represent the show, make sure that you go and buy some merch from our merch store. You can find the comments in the description of this video on that Printify store, and any merch purchased for the month of June from that any of Surviving Rocklahoma, Rebellious Photography, or Camp Mardi Gras merch will also carry an entry to win Rocklahoma or Born and Raised passes. Also, folks, we want to thank one of our favorite folks, not just because he sells the suds to keep me sauced, but he also supports so much of the community, and so much goes unsaid. But from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you, to the Lick-a-Daddy of Pryor, Oklahoma, and all of the family at Pryor Liquor, Wines, and Spirits. Cheers. And with that being said, y'all, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for supporting the first ever Music is Medicine Festival. And we hope to see each and every one of you at this week's end fundraiser, Save the Nox. Get your tickets now. Get those pre-sale, folks. Don't wait till you get there at the door. You can go ahead and buy your tickets now. But we want to see you this weekend. And until then, as always, stay on the positive side of life and rock on.